Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Listen, y'all. Listen, Sunday confession, y'all. Sunday confession. I know I haven't done this in a while, and I apologize if it's noisy because I am cooking, y'all. Yes, I am cooking, y'all. Listen, y'all. My Sunday confession is this, right? Is that this generation, right? Actually, the old generation was like, men are supposed to be strong, men are supposed to be this, men are supposed to be that, right? And then we get into the generation where there are certain things that are legal now, or certain behaviors that are legal now, and then you have men who aren't so macho, who aren't so tough, who aren't so um, who aren't so man-like, right? And that's fine. You want to be who you want to be, okay, that's who you are. But the problem that I have, right, because there's no middle ground. There's no middle ground, y'all. You know what? You could tell me, oh, yes, there is. You're just blah, blah, blah. No, there's no middle ground because either you're going to be this tough man or you're going to be the other side. Y'all, come on, bear with me now, right? And yes, there really is no middle ground to that, because there are going to be people who will say, "Hey, I like your toughness. Hey, I like who you are as a man. Hey, I like this. Hey, I like that." But then there are going to be some that are just like, "You're too this, or you're too that way, or you're too, or you're too whatever the case may be." Um, but oh my gosh, everything's falling. Everything's falling. But yeah, there really is no middle ground to that, Um, but but there needs to be that opportunity to flaunt your your strong side, but also your I could be passionate, I could be this, or I could be that, And I think that's my biggest. That's where I say my problem is, right, because even though yes, I am a man, yeah, there's also that soft side of me, right? There's also that calm side of me. But I'm not gonna go paint my nails because that's really not what men do. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, if you want to paint your nails, go ahead and paint your nails. I mean, if you want to wear a dress and say that you love women, uh, go ahead. Who am I to judge? I mean, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? But anyway, um, what I really think though is that society plays a big part in our lives that it really shouldn't, because so society could tell you like, oh, you're not supposed to do this. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Or society is like, oh, you should be doing this. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. And it has society. Oh, will always have the biggest influence on our lives, no matter what it is. Society will always have that big influence, and whew, sometimes it really shouldn't. Sometimes it just shouldn't. Sometimes society just needs to like mind its business and let us be who we want to be. And honestly, I think that we're kind of like getting to that point in life where um sometimes I think that we're getting to that point in life where, yeah, I'm going to do, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Oh, because the door's open. That's why it won't start. But yeah, but anyway, I think that we as individuals we're getting to that point in life where it's like, let me be who I want to be. Let me let me grow up to what I need to be for myself, you know? And I think that if I think that if more fathers were in their kids' lives, then yes, we will we will be able just to get to that point where it's like, yeah, okay, I'm a man. This is what my father, this is how my father taught me. This is how my father raised me, and this and that and that. You know, go on from there. Um, but since not that many fathers were in our lives, so we kind of like had to like make it up on our own. We kind of had to like do things on our own, type of thing, you know. But we are always, or we should always be, growing and evolving, and really coming to that point where it's like, you know what, yeah, my father wasn't there, but you know what, I'm going to learn as I go, of course, but I'm also going to find different ways into doing stuff differently, you know. Like I said, wrong thing. Like I said, society always tells you, oh well, you got to do this, or yo, you got to do that, and it's like, oh, hey, maybe y'all are right. No, y'all are not right. Y'all are not right. But I will say though that there has been a rise on the just the feminine side of most men that I see now. You know, that is like, I don't really think that's right, but who am I to judge? You know, because I think at the end of the day, we don't always know what that right and wrong is. You know, we don't know where that line is drawn, or where it stops, or whatever. You know. Um, but one thing I will say though, is that I wish that we could go back to, especially with me being a Christian. One thing I wish that we could go back to is the fact of like pastors actually wearing um, ties, shirts and ties. I miss that part. Sorry, I was chasing my dog. Dog is always skittish. But anyway, I wish that we could go back to that point where the men in church were actually wearing ties, and that's just how they dress. Like I miss that part. Like for real, for real. Like I started watching preachers now, just wearing shirts and ties. I mean, shirts uh, uh, like t-shirts, whatever. And I'm just like, what? I guess because I'm just so used to actually seeing. Um, I'm just so used to seeing. Um, I'm just so used to seeing um, people who speak the word of God in church and ties. And so so even when I came down here and I was like seeing not that many people actually wearing shirts and ties, I was like, wow, this is weird. And even still now to this day, it's kind of like weird, you know. But that's just how life is, I guess. Um, but yeah, but like I said, you know, I just think that that we just need to learn on the, well, actually we are learning on our own. You understand what I'm saying? We are learning and trying to um, I guess figure it out on our own, which way is better for us, which way is healthier for us, you know, as individuals. And yeah, like I said, you know, yeah, we need to do things on our own sometimes, you know. Because like I said, we don't always know what that right way is, or what that wrong way is of dressing, or doing what you're doing, you know. So a lot of times we're just coming out, or we're just doing what we feel best, or doing what we think is best. Is that always the right way? Probably not. But it's just the way we're gonna go for now. Until we actually have that person who's gonna be like, hey, So what you're doing, that's not really the right way. That's not the best way. Oh, okay. Well, hey, thank you. Thank you for telling me. Now I know. Because I guess I think I just said we just don't have we never really had those type of role models in our lives that will actually lead us and guide us in the right way. And a lot of times, even in church nowadays, we don't always have that right person to lead us or take that young man and say, hey, listen, what you're doing is wrong, or the way you're living is wrong, or what you're doing is not up to what God's standard is for your life. And like I said, a lot of times we don't really know what that standard is. A lot of times, because it's not that we could always, it's not that we're always going to be living. Oh, how is it that? How is it that everything else is like getting cooked, but the middle? What? What's going on here? What's going on here, man? Um, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of guys in the church that will tell you which way is right, but do they even know themselves? Not all the time. Not all the time. But anyway, this is just my confession, y'all. I'm tired of society telling us how to live our lives. So we need to figure out the best course or the best way to live. And the way you're gonna figure that out is you living your life. You doing what you need to do. Can't nobody tell you anything else wise. Can nobody tell you anything else wise. Just do what you gotta do. And live your life, people. Live your life. And let me tell you, everything else will fall into place. Trust me, man. Trust me. Everything else will fall into place. Guarantee that. Just live your life. Now, if you are a Christian, if you are following God's principles, I would say that yes, you have to live your life according to what the Bible says. And we're not going to have a debate on, oh, no, the Bible is 100,000 years old, so how can we even know if that's even true? Stop it. Stop. Because we are not going to have that debate, all right? We are not. Let me say it again. We are not going to have that type of debate, all right? Only thing I will say, though, about the Bible, use the Bible that is best and easy for you to understand. That's the only thing I would say, okay? Other than that, we ain't going to get into no debate. We ain't going to get into none of these little biblical arguments, okay? Because God wouldn't want that to happen, okay? He even said it. Stop arguing amongst people. He said it. It's in there. Somewhere. It's in there, though. All right? But anyway, I'm going to get up on out of here, y'all. Ooh, 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 ooh. Gonna finish cooking. Gonna finish doing what I do. You understand what I'm saying? Chef Charles in the building. Chef Charles in the building. Later, y'all.